Hey, good afternoon, traders. This is Trader Tim from eMiniMind.com. Today is August 7th, 2017, doing a Monday market analysis video. Tomorrow, Tuesday, going to be doing a trading webinar talking about how I utilize trail stops across all of the different markets I trade, from day trading to swing trading to everything in between. My basic two trail stop methods that I've used for nearly 10 years now and can be applied to any market, any time frame. You can check that out over at eminimind.com. Just click the link for the August webinar and you can join in. It's tomorrow evening, I believe at 7 Eastern time. We'll also be doing a live trading session tomorrow morning at the NYSE Open, and you can find that at eminimind.com/VIP. Pretty much across the board in the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Russell, and the Dow, we are either at or going through new highs, the Dow being the one that's kind of been on a tear this last couple of weeks. But if we start looking at the ES, we can see this smaller daily retracement that I've got drawn up has a target above us. That 2500 level should continue to act as a magnet. The smaller daily has a 2491 target, and then the 618 of the larger daily setup below us, so 60% beyond highs, is just beyond that 2500 at 2510. So falling right in the middle of that big round number 2500, I think we can get there, at least on this thrust. Today, even though we didn't have a huge range, it was a good day in that we were able to finally close bullish and close above the negative 23% target, so above 2475s. You'll notice every other day in the past 2 weeks here, we have, we may have gapped above 2475, but we haven't been able to close above it. So that's an important level. The big body candle here has a high of 2480.50. That's the all-time high here in the ES, and then its low 2457, basically encompassing all of the last week's range. And so a break above 2480.50 would be a big break, and it should send us quickly to 2491. So we'll be watching that as we head into the week. If we look at the volume, we can see the SPY pretty even in terms of buying and selling volume. The Dow looking very strong in its run up with pretty decent volume. NASDAQ, not quite as strong. Had a couple of with the kind of breakdown back here and the heavy selling, a lot of the individuals that make up the NASDAQ, their charts are kind of broken. And then the Russell, still, up around highs, but this pullback was definitely the most severe as it relates to the other three top line figures. So that's something to take note of. Although we are at this level of support here, we've got previous resistance that's now acting as support, and so we could see a nice bounce here in the Russell. If we go to some individuals, Google's kind of broken down, but we have a potential for an inverted head and shoulders, left shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder. I like Netflix for a potential long here above the high of this low bar, so like 183. We had earnings, we gapped up, a little bit of a move, pullback, and now looking to move higher in Netflix. Let's see, Apple, same thing. Same thing like Netflix. We had the gap up and the pullback to the top of this big body candle, which is now acting as support. So in this case, last week, the long play was above this high, the high of the low bar, by the 157.25 area. Some of the other names, Amazon, not looking nearly as good. On its earnings, it sort of did the reverse, gapping down and then continuing lower back into this range, hovering right around that 1,000 level. So I would see Amazon, it would need to build a stronger base around 1,000, and then we have the potential for if we rally up a little bit to maybe 1,010 to get some more selling pressure and come back to the bottom of the range. So I'll be watching Amazon. Home Depot was starting to break out. We just about broke the swing high here, so I'll be looking at that and looking for a pullback to get long. And then Best Buy was another one that got its break of the down channel, but haven't got that pullback yet, so I'll be looking at that as well. And those are kind of the some of the main stocks that I kind of play in and out of. Abbott was moving really strongly, and now it started to kind of move sideways after its earnings. No gap on earnings, but a big move up, and then we kind of gave all that back. So I'll be watching that one as well. But as we move into the week, looking at the S&P, I would expect us to definitely be testing these highs. We're oh so close, and today's close above 2475 is pretty important. Not a huge news week, a few more earnings coming out, but nothing super major in the economic news front. Obviously, anything can happen. Announcement from the White House, some sort of terrorist attack and things that we can't plan for. But nonetheless, things are looking pretty good. If you've owned Bitcoin, you've probably heard about this fork of Bitcoin and then Bitcoin Cash. There's really not a whole lot to do at this point. If you owned Bitcoin, the at the fork, the time of the fork, August 1st, you would have received basically the same amount of Bitcoin Cash. Now, basically all of the exchanges aren't really set up to handle Bitcoin Cash yet. So, like if you have a Coinbase account like me, or a Zappo account, which I also have, they are working on getting features and functionality to be able to buy and sell the fork of the cryptocurrency. But in the meantime, there's really not much to do. Your Bitcoin is still safe. You still have the same amount. Bitcoin did break 3,000 for the first time over the weekend, and so we'll see where things go. And I would imagine the platforms like Coinbase and Zappo and a lot of the others out there, the exchanges will kind of get the ball rolling and end up having support for Bitcoin Cash. So just something to keep in mind, nothing to worry about or get too excited about if you're kind of a little bit lost on what's been going on. So remember, tomorrow afternoon, the live trading webinar, we'll be talking about trail stops, and then tomorrow morning, we'll be doing a live trading session. All of that you can find over at emoneymind.com. I hope you have a great week of trading, and we will talk to you tomorrow morning.